Sonic's first entry into the 3D landscape was rough to say the least. The game was marred with bugs and very odd design choices. So when Sonic Adventure 2 came out, it was really worrisome. Was there going to be another open world hub to explore and have to slog through? Will there be odd audio levels for the characters? Will I have to play as Big the Cat? I prayed to the gaming gods that I didn't. Let's see if Sonic Adventure 2 can best its previous entry over its more nightmare fuel. Let's look back and see how this game holds up. What is happening? Mattmade here, bringing you my review of Sonic Adventure 2. This Sonic game started off pretty much the same as the last one, except for the fact that instead of something bursting out of the Master Emerald, Eggman's trying to steal it for one of his schemes. Knuckles, in his genius moment, decides that the best way to keep the Emerald away from Eggman is to destroy it. Not to break the claw that's holding it, not to lay the smackdown on Eggman, to shatter the one thing that can stop the Chaos Emeralds. Well, good job, Knuckles. You done goofed. Meanwhile, Sonic is captured by Gun, the cops or military, I don't know which, of the Sonic world. Due to being mistaken for a different, more shadowy Hedgehog that's been doing some really bad things, he has to escape and flee for his life. You take control as he runs from the Gun agents in a section that has become one of the best and the most fun Sonic stages in his history. This level also birthed a meme that lives on to this day. Every time, and I mean every time, City Escape starts to play, you have to sing along with it. It's just how it is. You know, water is wet, the sky is blue, and you have to sing along with City Escape when it starts. I don't make the rules, I just follow them. Once he escapes, it's off to find Eggman and see what his diabolical plan is this time. Gone are the different character trees from the first game. Instead, you choose between the heroes and the villains and follow their respective teams. Regardless of which side you start with, each of them have the same makeup and you'll have similar missions. This really cut down on the number of modes the devs had to put into the game, allowing them to focus and polish the gameplay. Gone is that overworld from Sonic Adventure, which is fantastic. No longer must you suffer through trying to find out where to go or hunt down keys to open doors to levels. Now you go through the levels and get cutscenes in a linear fashion, making it so that you're never lost or have to struggle to find the plot. This compressed telling of the story got rid of the need to have multiple characters to play through. The gameplay is much tighter than Adventure was. Yes, the controls are still a bit fickle at times, but it was a huge improvement over the first game. Sonic, Knuckles, Tails, and the rest of the cast are vastly different in their playstyles and what you have to accomplish with each of them. The different characters break down like this. Sonic and Shadow are your speed types and have the classic style of having to get to the end of the stage as fast and as cleanly as possible. There are many branching paths in each stage and tons of hidden areas where you can find rings or Chow keys. As you progress, you get abilities and items that open up new pathways for you to explore. This promotes backtracking and gives the game replayability. Got the light shoes? Well, that one area a few stages ago with the ring path is now open to you. Got the bounce necklace? Well, now you can bounce higher and get to that animal you couldn't before. You feel like you're getting more powerful the further into the game you get. Knuckles and Rouge are the treasure hunters, and thus like the previous game, you're in an open area and have to find the pieces of the Master Emerald or keys. There are a few improvements such as hints being better and the radar being useful. However, the areas are huge at times. The clues will be your best friend in this endeavor, as the pieces are sometimes in very annoying spots. Now this isn't so much on Rouge, but the main problem I had with Knuckles' story is that I felt utterly disjointed from the story as a whole. I found myself asking, why am I here and what does this have to do with Eggman's plot? Where is this going? It really boggles your mind for a little bit. Tails and Eggman fill the role of being more of an action game for some reason. They both walk around in their mini AT-ATs, firing at everything in sight until they reach the end of the stage. It's a huge departure from the previous games and forgoes Tails' unique trait, his tails that allow him to fly. You know, the very reason for his nickname. You gain power-ups for the mechs as you progress and really start to feel like a one-man wrecking crew. There's a stark difference in how your health works in this mode. Instead of being determined by the rings and you being unable to die if you have at least one, You have a health bar at the bottom that doesn't refill or replenish unless you gather more rings. So once it's gone, if you don't find any rings, you're just gonna die. So there's no surviving off of one ring. Each character brings their own unique play style and makes it so that you never get bored playing through just Sonic's campaign or just Knuckles' campaign. They mix and match very well, and you'll be captured and held there throughout the game, which the game still isn't very long. Sonic Adventure 2 does look great. The stages are diverse and interesting, with things moving in the background to give each one a semblance of life. Stages push you forward, and there are tons of little hidden areas to explore and animals to save. They're far more complex than the stages in Sonic Adventure. The characters were also vastly improved. Not only the character artwork, but the in-game models look fantastic. Sonic isn't this weird blue-colored hedgehog with fangs anymore. Instead, he's a darker blue and a bit more realistic in a sense. All of the characters are a darker shade, giving them that more realistic feel. Their models are far smoother, and the lip sync is much better than in the previous game. Before, each character had over-the-top animations and were extremely cartoony. Yes, I know that Sonic can be a fairly campy and cartoony game most of the time, but I'm glad that dial was turned down a bit in Sonic Adventure 2. They went for the really edgy, gritty, and dark theme for this game. Now the music, oh baby, the music. It is fantastic. From start to finish, it is strong and keeps you hype. Now, if I was forced to say which character had the best music, hands down it would be Knuckles. Just listen to these beats and this great hip hop vibe he has going on. The OST bumps hard. I listen to it every now and then just to remember a time when Sonic wasn't getting memed and people had some expectations of his games being good. Even if you haven't played the game, you will enjoy the hell out of the soundtrack. Check it out when you can. I believe some of the tracks are on Spotify. Sonic Adventure 2 is a great game. Its story is concise, fun, and full of our favorite Sonic characters. Except you, Big. Nobody cares about you. With pretty tight controls and power-ups abound, you will have a blast and be hooked for the entire ride. If you're looking for a good modern Sonic game, then this one definitely fits the bill. Have you played Sonic Adventure 2? Let me know in the comment section down below. And don't forget, if you're a fan of gaming, consider striking that subscribe button. This is Mattmade, and I will see you in the next video.
Do you know who I am?
Shadow, what are you doing? Hurry and get back here right now before the island blows up with you on it!
Blows up?